do them and say they're hard. I'm sure you've had that same experience. Someone will look at you doing something and go, how do you do that?
Right.
But you may look at something they're doing and you're thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that they have the grace to do it. So sometimes we've just got to let go of what we think it has to look like and pay attention to the green lights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I tell you, that was powerful for me. I was like, "Whoa, yeah, that's really powerful." And I think if we could all follow the green lights, we would have it much easier as it relates to our living and following our call and pursuing our purpose. That was just powerful for me. So I have to ask.
We can't make our path more difficult than it needs to be. I mean, and I think we do that. I think if you've always had a hard time, or if you grew up in a situation where it was just hard making ends meet and relationships were hard, and you could be conditioned to believe stuff, if it's too easy, something must be wrong, as opposed to maybe God's hand is on this.
Yeah.
And being prayerful about that. I mean, there's certainly things that are easy that God's hand's not on. You have to be discerning. But I'm talking about those things where it's like God's really trying to move you in this direction, but you are so stuck on it's supposed to look like this. And sometimes you just have to let go.
Yeah. That's pretty powerful. And I think we all can speak to that very phrase that, packages, they didn't look the way we wanted them to look, but they turned out to be some great opportunities for us when it was all over said and done, some great relationships when it was all over said and done. But it's just getting, I think, to the place where you trust yourself enough to go through the green light after you hear the voice of God. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. So I have to ask you, when you sit to write a book, is it about, what people have told you that they're looking for? Is it something that's going on, you're processing internally? How do you come up with these concepts? Because the books that I've read that you have written have always been on point.
Yay!
They have
awesome.
always been on point.
I love to hear that.
Yes.
First of all, I know my mission, inspiring women to live more fulfilling lives. I know that's my mission. I'm passionate about it. I hate to see people living in something that's not God's purpose for them, that's just the wrong place. I mean, I've been there. So it always centers around that. At the core of it is about happiness. With Get Unstuck, Be Unstoppable, a couple of years ago, we were kind of rebranding, redoing the website, doing all this stuff. And we had to ask the question, at the core of what I do, what is it? And the phrase Get Unstuck, Be Unstoppable came, and that was really a tagline. But I noticed that people would remember it. Like, I'd be at a speaking engagement and they'd bring it up, and I thought, that's interesting, because it's just a tagline on the website. And I realized that at the core of issues I've coached people through, questions people ask me in engagement, things I've worked one-on-one with hundreds of people as a coach. And I realized that it's always about helping someone get unstuck, whether it's a conversation they need to have, a relationship or a friendship that they need to make a change and sometimes drop altogether. A habit that they need to break free from financially or in their health. I mean, career, that's huge. I mean, some people are in a career path that they simply do not like. And so on this particular book, I just realized this is a core subject. I wrote it in very short chapters because when people are stuck, they look for excuses to not address the issue. So I was like, you're not reading a long chapter. I give you stuff to do, to move forward quickly. And I wrote it really from my heart, and knowing what I've needed when I've been stuck, watching clients and what they've needed when they're stuck, knowing what much of the research says about our ability to be able to be resilient in the face of challenges. And I just